say happy holidays and good evening, champion parents.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you for tuning in with us. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. Today, we are excited and happy to talk about how children can change the narrative of how they see themselves. As parents, it is essential that we understand why all children need to develop a healthy sense of identity. A positive sense of identity is crucial to the development of self-esteem and confidence. Children who feel worthy and capable are more likely to be optimistic and do well in school. Don't you agree, ladies?
Absolutely.
Yes.
A healthy sense of identity also helps children to be more open to people from other backgrounds because they are less likely to fear differences or put other children down to feel better about themselves.
Yeah, and that's very important, Dr. Pert. I'm glad you brought up that point because children need to be exposed to a diverse people in order to understand themselves and other people.
You are absolutely right, Miss April. A strong and positive feeling about their parents and grandparents helps children feel safe and confident about themselves and their roots. Miss
I
Lisa?
agree. Absolutely. I agree. 100%. You guys are hitting it on the nail. Dr. Pert, Miss April. Yes, yes. Shall I say more?
Real relatable and right on time.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm excited today. Are you guys excited?
I
We are
am
very
excited.
We're really excited. We have a very special treat for our Mommy Talk listeners.
Yes, we do.
We do. Is our caller on the line? What's up? Hello. Hey, Miss Brown.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey! Sorry, we gotta get our screens out. Right, we so excited.
We're so excited. Well, we're going to have to introduce you. Go ahead, Miss Lisa.
Okay, yeah, so champion parents out there, if you're listening, give us a call at 313-837-1340. So just a quick introduction of our special guest. So our very special guest, she's a film star, comedian, and of course, real mom, Coca Brown. We are so grateful to have such an accomplished woman to join the show. Coco's career achievements and vast and span across both television, film. She's worked with the who's who's of Tinseltown, such as Samuel Jackson, Mark Wahlberg, and Terry Crews with his fine self. Hello. Yeah, so she's had the pleasure of working with entertainment mogul Tyler Perry. We all love him, starring in his film Single Moms Club.
I love that movie. That movie was so awesome.
I love that, girl.
Yes.
You were too funny. I know it was hard trying to turn down Terry Crews, honey, but you got him in the end.
So it was so much fun. That whole scene with me and Terry up against that truck was virtually improv.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
honey.
wow. Yeah. It was
Nice.
awesome. I just love how you all came together and was a community of parents, of moms, rather, supporting each other.
Yes.
That's very important because sometimes we need, well, all the time, we need a community of parents or moms whom are like us where we can share and, I bring our children together and then we can come together as friends.
Absolutely. I mean, it was funny how when I was shooting that movie, during the course of us filming that movie, me and my husband decided to split.
Okay.
And I was literally looking at, the the reality that I was about to become a single mother
Okay.
while I'm shooting the Single Moms Club. And, it was fortunate for me that, I got to work with Nia Long, who was a single mother at the time. And, she and I, bonded and connected, over the course of that filming, and I was able to talk to her. And, it really just made me realize when I left that, set and it was all said and done, I had no fear. It was like I have to do what's best for my child, what's best for me, and I got this. And it's been that way for the last 7 years. How about that?
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
And I want to add, Ms. Brown, Ms. Coca Brown, this is Miss Lisa. So I was looking at the Charlemagne, the God, your interview with Charlemagne the God. And I love when you said, just you talking about fear, and it just kind of struck it up as you just said fear. But saying that you have no fear, you just do, you do what you have to do. The only thing you fear is God and death, and they're definitely one to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't even fear death anymore, because I know it's a natural thing, and all I can ask is that, that I pray every night, God, just keep me here to raise my child.
Yes.
I said, don't take me away from him until I know he can take care of himself.
Absolutely, and you are absolutely doing it. So in your comedic career, you've shared the stage with practically every comedian in the business.
I've definitely been with a lot of people, that's for sure. You name it, I've either opened for them, worked with them, or they opened for me.
And I love the fact, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm talking so.
Go ahead.
So I love the fact that you talked about being a comedian, and you talked about, the difference between people getting up there telling the jokes, and you just basically, you're real, relatable, and right on time.
Yeah, I mean, I always said I don't tell jokes, I tell the truth.
Yes, absolutely.
And the truth might be my truth and how I see the truth or interpret the truth at that time. But what I have realized is that the audience is always going to connect with you, relate to you, or at least laugh with you as long as you remain authentic and you're not up there trying to fake it. The audience can smell when you're faking it.
Yes.
You don't believe what you're saying.
Yes.
And, that's the one thing that I credit myself that I'm blessed with, and I thank my mentor who taught me that when you find yourself telling a joke, you stop. Because that's not what it's about. It's about connecting and being authentic and real with yourself and just relaying a story and an experience, an observation. He used to always say comedy is nothing but simplification times exaggeration equals funny.
Nice.
I like that equation.
Yeah.
I like that math problem. But it's I think it's very true where you said you have to be authentic whenever you're in front of an audience, because people
Absolutely.
can smell and they can easily detect if you're being phony or fake. So authenticity is definitely important.
Absolutely, and people always feel like they know me. I always take it as a blessing that when my fans want to tell me their business, they want to slide in my DM and vent to me about their lives, I said that means they've connected with me. They feel like I'm a friend, not just somebody on a stage spitting funny at them, and sometimes they get a little too personal, and I'll be like, hey, I'm not a therapist.
Right.
Hey, I can't help you with that. But, but I try to always, interact with my fans and talk to my fans. And they feel like they know me. They want to hang out with me. They want to invite me over to their houses for dinner. And, if I'm in town, come to church with me. So
Yes.
that you're connecting with people and you're not just up there some figurehead. You're actually, connecting with the people that you're entertaining.
Yes, absolutely. And I love the fact that I think Charlamagne was asking you if you, how do you go from being a comedian to such a serious
Yes,
person?
I saw that.
And you simply said, it's about talent. And you definitely,
yes.
you do have talent.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yes,
you.
you do. And I love the confidence. She was like, it's talent. What y'all
Right.
thought?
I mean, that's the one thing you can never take from me. I know God has given me gifts, and He's allowing me to use them and figure out a way to use them to the best of my ability. I know some of them He's like, He would rather me use more because He puts that nudge on me to, hey, do something with this. But He's letting me take, the time to figure it out. I've discovered so much about myself just in the last 4 years in terms of my purpose and what I'm here for. And, I think, in actuality, it is confidence, not cockiness.
Yes.
And a lot of people get that twisted. There's one thing to be confident, another thing to be arrogant.
Absolutely.
And, it's weird that I hear on a daily basis whenever I'm out somebody always says, "Oh my God, you're so nice, you're so approachable," and I hear horror stories about other celebrities.
Well,
Don't
they
get-
might have been thinking of you yelling. What's that little boy name in Single Moms? Where you was telling him he better get. He know he wasn't supposed to be outside on the court. You sound
Right.
aggressive, telling him to get his butt back in.
Right. You know, they expect you to be a butthole, and then when you're not,
Yeah.
they're so blown away. And I mean, yeah, I know there are times I don't feel like being bothered, but at the same token, I also know that I eat because of them and God.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen.
So I have to humble myself and always show the love and respect that I appreciate my fans.
So, what's a typical day like in your house with you and your son? And I'm speaking to the comedic Coca Brown.
You know, people always say me and my son have a very special relationship. You know, it's funny. I deal in a place of respect, and I will respect you if you respect me. If I haven't learned anything about black men, raising a black boy, that pride starts early.
Yes.
And they need to be reassured that they're doing something right. It's how you approach them when they're doing something wrong. It's all about your delivery and how you speak to them. As funny as we put so much emphasis on our little girls, but our black boys are just as fragile.
Yes,
They
they are.
definitely are. Yeah.
And, you know, we have to be so cognitive. A typical day in my house is when I'm home, I'm mommy. And my staff, my nanny will tell you, when she's home, I'm off. Because she knows I'm mama.
Yeah.
I have you here because I need you here because mommy has to go on the road and mommy has to go film and stuff like that. But when I'm home, I'm mama. Girl, go do what you want to do. I'll call you if I need you.
Yeah, and that's so refreshing to hear that you are connecting with your son. Your son knows exactly who you are.
Yes, exactly. And he's not even, he's phased and he's not phased. It's so funny. Like I'll be flipping channels and a movie or a TV show is on that I'm on, and I'll go, Phoenix, look, and he goes, oh yeah, mommy, and he'll just go back to what he's doing. Like,
Yeah, I've seen that already. Yeah, as
right,
the
he's like, I'm
mom.
so not, you know. And then when people recognize me, I see sometimes the exasperation in his face, like, oh God, yes, take the picture so we can go.
Right.
Like enough already.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah, as a mom of, I have two boys too, and this resonated with me when you said that it's a way that you have to speak to them. And they are fragile, and they are, you know, and they are portrayed to be in a negative light, and they're not only negative, they're expected to just know everything. And we know as parents of boys that they don't know. And
right.
it's a certain way that you have to speak to them, and a certain way that you have to deal with them as young men in order for them to gain the confidence to go out in the world to do what they need to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, I've had the debate a lot of times with people about how they say a woman can't raise a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I get where they're coming from. Yes, there are certain things that I don't understand because I do not have a penis.
Hello.
And there's certain things that I am not going to know how to relate to my son because I'm coming from an emotional female place. And I'm very adamant about keeping strong black male role models around him. And I've been very blessed that there has been a constant presence of black positive male role models in his life in the absence of his father. And you know, and I'm grateful for that. But at the same token, a lot of women need to realize when we're raising these boys, we are the blueprint
Yes.
for any woman he will choose to deal with.
Yes, yes, yes.
What you put in his face and what you instill in him will determine the type of woman in the end he will choose. You can say all day long they're going to do what they want to do when they get older. They always going to circle back to some woman that's got some quality of their mama. Please believe that.
That's right.
My brother was adamant about not being a mama's boy and married a woman that I swear is the reincarnation of mama. So, I mean, it's like, you know, it's you have to understand, you're the blueprint. You set the bar, and how you treat him will be a reflection of how he treats a woman.
Hello.
Yes.
And some of us baby our boys, and we make these mama boys, and we coddle them,
Yes.
and then but yet we want to fuss and moan about these men don't know how to be men. Well, because some woman coddled him and wouldn't take him off the breast at 25.
Ooh,
Right.
child. Okay, so we have a caller calling in. Hey, caller, welcome to Mommy Talk.
Hello, ladies. How you doing?
We are
Hey,
great.
how are you?
Good, good. Hi, Miss Coco.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, I am good. I am good. I'm enjoying your conversation because, first of all, you always give the glory to God.
Yes.
I love that. I love
ma'am.
that. I love that. And also,
I am nothing
do
without
always
him,
say
ma'am.
You have to be for real because people know. People will know, and they will pick up on your spirit, and they'll know if you're not for real or not. So I really love that. And thank you for calling Mommy Talk and being on here tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that, ma'am. God bless you. Thank you.
God bless you, and I will be praying for you.
Thank
All
you,
right,
ma'am. I
baby.
received that. Thank you.
Yes,
All
thank
right,
you.
baby.
Thanks
Love
for calling.
Thank you.
Praying for you.
Love you
Okay.
too.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Love you. Thank you.
It is such a pleasure to have Miss Coca Brown on the show. Now we want to discuss the important topic of how children can change the narrative of how they see themselves.
Yes.
Do you change the narrative or do you become empowered by it?
Both. If I had to be honest, I would say both. I have realized in my own life that I lived a lot of my life trying to be what other people expected me to be.
Yeah.
And it took me becoming older, wiser, going through the experiences and the things that I've gone through for me to realize that even though God is the architect, I'm the one that has to maintain the house.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I was letting a lot of other outside elements control the house. And when I took back my power, and I continue, it's a continuation. It's not something that just happens and you do it. It's a constant thing that I have to do, that I live by my own standards and principles, and I will not waver off of that, even though I'm tried every day to do that.
Absolutely.
Changing the narrative, it's funny that, I became Coca Brown because I felt I had to be something other than Pharaoh Brown to be accepted.
Okay.
And it took me to get well in my 40s to realize, who is Sarah Brown? Who is she? Because I had spent most of my life being this character, this other person, that I never got to truly embrace who I was. And now that I have, as Maxine Waters says, reclaimed my time and reclaimed Sarah back, I'm realizing that there were people that were in Coca Brown's life that have no business in Sarah Brown's life.
Absolutely. And that's what we talk about as far as being champion parents, that as a champion parent, you know that your way is okay. You have, you come accustomed to your way, and that you are confident enough to make them, whether you make mistakes or get it right, you know that your way is okay. And you don't have to live up to other people's standards, although we all can definitely identify with that outside factor and letting it control our narrative.
Well said, Miss Lisa.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we are now living in a time that people's daily lives are controlled about what somebody is doing on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
There are
having a
people who are-
conversation earlier about social media and how people portray their lives to being perfect on social media. And as children, looking at that, they always just figure that, they want that perfect life. And they don't understand the reality of it, that it took, I know with me, it took about 30 pictures for me to get that one pretty picture. And I want to post that pretty picture, but I don't think children relate to that. They think everything is always glamour and
Yes.
glory, and they don't understand
And
the
filtered.
hardship. Yeah, filtered.
Everything is filtered.
Yeah, they don't understand the hardship behind it.
Exactly. It's like you have to teach your children that that's smoke and mirrors. And, I've actually had people, I have gone on social media dolled up and beat for the gods, and I've also gone on social media with not a stitch of makeup on, no lashes, and spoken my truth as well. And I've actually had people say to me, like, how can you be so transparent and so vulnerable? You're a star. You're not supposed to be. And I said, and that's the problem. I said, because you're up here trying to live your life on a standard that ain't even real.
Hello.
they're not going to show you. I don't mind showing you my good days, my bad days, my ugly days, my pretty days. I don't care, because in all actuality, that is what makes me who I am. That is the fiber of who I am. There are people who literally put on a facade 24/7 of perfection, and you've got people trying to live up to that, and it's unrealistic. It's not real. And that's something that we have to instill in our kids, that, you may follow your favorite entertainer on social media and you think they live in this life, in this best life, but please believe you never know what that person had to do to get there, or you don't know what they're hiding.
Yeah.
I feel like if someone's Instagram post is always positive, they never have, and I'm not saying being negative, I'm not saying being a Debbie Downer, but you never see a vulnerability, you never see a transparency. It's like every hair has to be in place, every eyelash has to be applied perfectly. It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Do you sleep like that? I mean, seriously, I want to know, who are you? But, we're also in an era where everyone wants perfection, because that's what it seems is winning, is someone that comes off perfect. But perfect is a perception.
Right. And not only perfect, they want that quick, instant perfection. Yeah. They want the quick, instant. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, when you got chicks out here putting sticks of flat in their tails, you know what's up.
Yeah, I know.
Miss Coca, we have a caller for you.
Hi, welcome to Mommy Talk.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, this is Dr. Kevin Hall, and I wanted to make a comment just in regards to what you guys are talking about this evening.
Okay.
As parents, we have to be models for our kids, because we could tell them right from wrong, or how to behave, or how to do things, but ultimately, the children watch us and they emulate what they see.
Absolutely.
And it's good to start building in kids little affirmations. The Bible says, you train a child in which they should grow, and they should never depart from it.
That's right.
Likewise, waking kids up, reaffirming, hey, you are somebody. You can do all things. You can do whatever you want in this world as long as you work hard and succeed. Some people are going to be better in some things, but you have to find what you're good at,
Yes.
what you love,
Village
and master
behavior.
that.
Village behavior, yes. Absolutely, caller.
That's right. Miss Coca, what you think about what our caller just said?
Absolutely. I mean, that just goes back to what I said, that we are the blueprint for our children.
Yes.
I know for me, I didn't grow up having a lot of positivity in terms of my appearance and my intelligence, or just, that constant reaffirmation or confirmation that I was good enough. And I know that the one promise I made to myself is that when I had a child, I was going to change that narrative. I was going to break that generational curse. I wasn't going to speak negativity to my child. I wasn't going to point out their flaws, but never point out their gifts and their positivity. And it's like, people laugh at me because, I call my son gorgeous, and I tell him that he's amazing and that you are so smart. And I do that constantly. And people say, girl, you're going to make him so vain. And I'm like, good.
Good. Yes, and you need to.
I'm looking for nobody else to reaffirm his worth. He's going to know his worth every time he walks in the door, because I've been putting it in his little head since he could hear me.
You have to. You have to. And Dr. Hall, are you a champion at parenting?
I am a champion at parenting,
Yes.
24/7.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you
Not
for
only
calling.
for my own kids, but the community at hand.
Yes.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do in the community.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No, I love to hear from the brothers.
Yeah, it's important. It's important.
Yeah, so we try, although we're called Mommy Talk, but we try to stress the fact that we are for all parents. So yes, we like to hear from mothers and fathers.
Yeah, but we just come from a mother perspective, but we try to have callers and also visitors on our show who comes from that male perspective, who can offer the male perspective.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, I'm blessed because, like I said, I have just had a constant rotation of positive black men in my life that my child can look up to and know that this is a good black man. You know what one looks like.
Yes.
You know, you'll never hear me say there's no good black men out here. You'll never hear me say that.
That's
Now,
right.
you know, we have to be cognitive of who we bring around our children.
Oh, yes,
As a single parent, that's
absolutely.
something I'm very adamant about. That so many of us, especially and this goes for men and women that are single parents. You know, yes, we get lonely. Yes, we have needs. Blah 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 blah. But your kid don't need to see that.
Yes. Hello.
You
Yeah.
need to understand that there's a hotel and a motel for a reason.
Yes, preach, Miss Coca.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
My son ain't seen their man come out this bedroom. Okay, like
Oh, I
no
tell
sir.
you.
That's what the road is for.
That's right. And I love that just kind of going back to the village behavior, that if we try to tell parents or champion parents that if you don't have that father figure, you have to sometimes you have to create your village. And I believe I heard you say something kind of to that effect, that you are blessed to have such a nice group of, help me out, y'all.
But I'm saying, I call them bonus daddies. I call them
Yes.
bonus daddies. And that's how I refer to them, as his uncles, but they're also like bonus daddies.
Yes.
Because, my ex is dealing with what he has to deal with, and he's trying to get his life together. Now, mind you, he's now making it an effort to be in his son's life, even if it's just a FaceTime call. And that's another thing that, as women, we have got to understand that if a man is trying to make an effort to be in their child's life, get out of the way.
Right. Yes. We
Yes.
have to definitely make
Get
that
out
effort.
of the way.
Yes.
You've got to remove those feelings. So many women, I hear so many horror stories about men who are fighting to see their kids because the woman is angry that he don't want them no more. You've got to come to the conclusion that it ain't about you no more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Once
right.
that relationship is over, you have to remove yourself of the equation and make it about the children. Now, mind you, if they're a bad influence, if they have habits or whatever that are not good, things your child needs to be around, I understand. But if that is a decent man that's trying to be a father to his children, and you're preventing that because you mad he don't want you no more, you need to grow up and realize, honey, once you gave birth and that child said, Mom, it ain't about you no more.
That's right. Move out the way.
You got to get out the way. I mean, my ex, I could give you the rundown, which I'm not, but a lot of women that would not have forgiven my ex for what he did to me.
Right.
But I had to put all of my feelings aside. I had to forgive him for my own peace of mind so that I could love my child freely. Because what a lot of women need to understand, when you're holding that grudge against that man, that's preventing you from loving your child fully.
Right. Yeah. And that's
You gotta
important. And
you
the
gotta get
father.
that grudge out of your system, honey, because that's preventing you from completely bonding with your child. And I know from experience, because when I was hating this man to the fullest, I was finding it hard to bond with my child.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when I forgave him and removed that negativity out of my spirit, the bond that I have with my child now is so strong that, I can let this boy talk to his daddy, and I can leave the room, and I ain't even worried about it.
Yeah. And that's
Because I know if he say anything sideways, my child gonna come and tell me.
Yes. Well, Miss Coca Brown, we are getting to our time. We need more time.
Yeah, we
really
definitely need more time. Especially we enjoyed this
Yes.
powerful conversation with Ms. Coca
Yes,
Brown. We thank
thank
you for
you.
taking time out to calling us here at Mommy Talk.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So we appreciate you all for listening and spending your evening here with us, Mommy Talk. For additional information, visit us on our social media platforms at Mommy Talk Network or on our website at www.mommietalk.com. Come talk to us each and every Monday on 1340 AM or 96.7 FM WCHB Detroit from 7:30 to 8 p.m.
Hello.
Yeah,
That's
and thank you all for listening.
And keep supporting our girl. We love her. She's real relatable and,
And right on time. Thank you, Coca Brown.
Thank you.